Hello everyone, happy to have you once again here today. I'm here again today with another very interesting video of an elder statesman by name Dr. Charles Apoki. In this video, he shared his life experience on how he was able to be very frugal with his resources right from time, when he was much younger than he is now. At this time, he's in his 60s. But he was able to define a pathway for his life right from his younger days. He knew where he was coming from, he knew whom he was, he knew his family history, his family backgrounds, and he was able to chart a pathway for his life because he knew that if he must come out from the life of poverty, the life of suffering, he must live in a particular way. So Charles Apoki was able to chart a pathway for his life in which he has no regret of today. So I want to beg of you to patiently wait and watch and listen to what Charles Apoki has to say. It is advice from his own life experience, which I believe is going to be of great benefit to you. So I beg of your indulgence to listen to Charles Apoki.
I want to talk about life again. The last time I talked about allotropy, then I talked about allotropy, consistency, and living. Let me share some private things about my life with you, because some of you look at us as if we are superhumans. You look at us as if we have done something very, very extraordinary to reach this level. I share some key issues with you. Number one, define yourself. Know who you are. I very early in life knew who I was. There was a servant in the Bible. He said, I know I am a proud man. I know I am a lazy man. So I cannot walk. I cannot beg. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to call the creditors, the debtors to my master and negotiate with them. So he knew himself. Early, I knew where I was from, the kind of background I was from. I was from a poor home. I was from a dysfunctional home. So I did not need to add dysfunctionality to my life. If not, I'll be amplifying dysfunctionality. So very early, I decided to live an organized life. Number two, I realized that my pathway in life was not going to be easy. So I resolved to work hard. Number three, I did not need to prove myself to any person. Even though I schooled with the children of the elite, justices, great politicians, multi-millionaires, I realized I was from a poor home and that the pathway I would take was not going to be easy. So I resolved I was going to work hard. The next thing, since I didn't have anything to prove, since I was already on the ground, I was not going to be ashamed. I also found out that the gap between my elder brothers and I was very big. My eldest brother was born 1935. I was born 1959. There was a big gap between us. And the one next to me was born 1952 and I was born 1959. And he was mentally retarded. So I was alone as a half brother, and I resolved that I was going to get married early so that I could have children early so that the children would grow with me. I'm 63 now. My eldest child is 36 and my last child is 26. So I started to have children early, had them in rapid succession, and I stopped so that I could use my youthful energy to train them. I knew I needed to break economic limitations in my life early. So I was not going to pursue academics, as I said in one of my videos. I was going to pursue entrepreneurship. And in pursuing entrepreneurship, God helped me. Even though I was practicing medicine as the medical director of a 40-bed hospital, I found myself in a trading community, Abba, and I realized that the medical doctors and the academics were not the richest people. It was the traders that were very rich. So I decided to also join them in the trading without being ashamed. So I was selling second-hand clothing. I would buy from one Aba man called Obi Alaribe. I would buy from him. As I would go to the market, hide behind my wife and sell so that I could enhance my income. Before then, during the youth service, I had acquired skills. I could do surgeries. I could do cesarean sections. I could do herniorrhaphies. I could do myomectomies and several surgeries. So I was employable as a general practitioner in a big hospital. But at the same time, during youth service, I was about to get married and I knew nobody was going to help me. So instead of playing like my mates, I decided to work hard. I was working in the Aba Health Office. I would close by 2. I would go to several places and do locum. Locum is private practice. I would do locum in several clinics. At one time, I was living in a clinic, Grandel Clinic, in a small place, 6 spring bed, a parlor, a sitting room, a bedroom, toilets, what we call self-contained. My wife would sleep on the bed and I would sleep on the floor. So I started early to diversify my sources or my means of income. So I was working in several clinics. The good thing was that I was acquiring experience, I was cultivating relationships, and I was building a clientele, a base. So I did not follow the pathways of my friends. When they were going overseas, my parents were old. So I could not leave my parents and travel overseas because I never wanted to leave them alone after having labored for me. So I could cook once a day with my wife. I would drive all the way to Otokutu State so that my parents could eat Christmas food. A house for them. I didn't want them to suffer because they had labored for me. So at one time they were living with me at Aba. Were old. One had a stroke. One had spinal cord injury. I brought them in, lived with them because I wanted to give them the best. And I would tell my father then, eat what you can eat now. Because when you die, I will not kill a cow. So because I knew the family I come from, I did not imitate my classmates. Because I knew I had no person I could run to, I did not become a cultist. Because if you told my father to come to Ibadan or come to a police station, he would not have been able to come. Somebody imagine I didn't have transport money, fare to go to Ibadan from Warri for my convocation. Just imagine that. Graduating as a medical doctor, no money to pay for transport to Ibadan to attend convocation. I would not have even had any suit to wear. So, know who you are, know where you are coming from, know the pathway that will take you to where you are supposed to be, and then drive it. Be mad about it, be motivated, be adventurous, be aggressive, be determined, and be driven. Mad, M-A-A-D-D. So, I also knew, since I had these children, I needed to be very frugal. So, my wife and I were very frugal with any resources we had, and it has affected us till today. We are very frugal with our resources, very prudent with our times. So, you will see that everything I'm wearing now is a gift. They are gifts. The clothes I'm wearing, the shoes I'm wearing are gifts. It's only the singlet that I bought. So, I made sure that I also cultivated relationships. Since I don't have brothers and I don't have sisters that could help me, I cultivated friendships that could help me. I built a network. So I have friends in nearly every city in this world and in Nigeria. So apart from practicing medicine, I decided to go into importation. So the first product I imported was fish meal that is used to produce animal feed like poultry feed. And I drove that business. I would carry fish meal, go and supply in Enugu. There was one time I went to Enugu I didn't know I would not get vehicle back to Aba. I had to sleep in a mechanic workshop with a panel beater. In Enugu, that time ritual killing was not common. And I was a medical doctor. I was running a 40-bed hospital. One of the things I killed in my life is pride. Another one is shame. I can bend down to do anything that will put food on my table, that will help me pay my children's school fees, that will help me pay my bills. That was how I was able to train them through from private schools to university, then to Europe. So I was very frugal. One of the things that I have not shared with people was that when I was doing itinerant ministry of traveling around to preach, I made up my mind that I would not deprive my children of basic needs. Because these children grew up with soft life, and now suddenly I came to Ughelli and life was difficult. I resolved to be extremely frugal. There was a time I had only two shoes. I don't wear wristwatches as usual. I don't wear rings. I don't wear extra things. Any extra thing that will take my money, that I will pull from my body when I go to bed and it's not productive, I didn't put any money in it. So I was wearing very simple Accra clothes, cheap clothes, while I was buying properties and building houses. So people who laughed at me at that time, today are amazed at the little that one has been able to achieve with the very little one has. It's not how much that come in, it is how much you are able to multiply and mutate your money. Income is a spring while wealth is a lake. The amount of the resources you receive, the amount you can containerize, that forms wealth. So there were funny things that happened. My children were not used to, they were used to using tissue paper to wipe their bodies after using the restroom. And I could not afford them as at that time. So what was I doing? When I traveled to preach, they would give me tissue paper, 2 in the suite they would put me, and I would conserve some. It was those ones I conserved over a period of time that I would take home. If they give me soap to take my bath in the hotel, I would manage one. They were bringing soap nearly every day, sometimes 2 for the suite, and I will keep the other ones. Those are the ones my children will use when I get home. They will bring food. When they bring sardine, they bring corned beef, they bring whatever, I will keep them. I will starve. I will not call it fasting. I will starve so that I can take them home for my children to use. Then when they bring food, they will bring good food for me. I will eat only a little bit. I will freeze the remaining ones. That's what I will take home to my children to defrost to eat. Sometimes I left about by 4 a.m. so that the food does not spoil before I get to Ughelli. When my mates were coming with airport taxis to come and speak, I would enter public transport. We will sit 4 in a row. I'll enter from LMS, sit 4 in a row, squeeze my body. I didn't care whether I was a medical doctor. I didn't care whether I was a guest preacher. I would go there, speak. The money they will give to me, I'm able to utilize it. That's how I bought a lot of these places. That's how I bought cement to build a lot of the buildings we have built. Some of the buildings we have built. So I will conserve my money. I will not squander my money. And as I brought the money home, I gave to my wife, who was a better manager. She was the one who was building our houses, built all our houses until I started to experiment and build this one on my own to prove that at least I'm a man. So, when you have resources, don't imitate people in spending. You don't know where they are coming from. You don't know their background. You don't know their reserve. If you don't have any person to help you, please help yourself. I don't squander money anyhow. I manage my resources very carefully. These clothes I'm wearing now, I'm not going to farm with them. I brought clothes that I will change them with. But once somebody came to meet me one day, showed me a perfume. Oh, this perfume is 20,000, is designer. Showed me another one, 18,000, designer. He bought for his wife. He did not know the perfume I was using. One of the days I went to preach somewhere and I stopped in a fuel station to fuel my car. And the girl said, "Daddy, this your perfume is powerful." I said, "Yes." She said, what is the name? I said, Lapid. Lapid is produced by Starline Industries in Aba. Then it was 450 naira. And I got to the church and sat near the bishop. The bishop said, Doctor, this your perfume is powerful. It should be up to 10,000. I just smiled. That perfume was 450 then. So I could not have afforded to buy a perfume of 20,000 and 18,000. The person who was telling me that perfume, the perfumes he bought, the bottles of perfume he bought, was from a background that was stable, married to somebody whose father was stable. I did not have that kind of background. So I did fitness for purpose. Nobody knew the cost. I knew the cost. If I buy 2 different types, I spray one on my left, spray one on my right. If they mix in your nostril, is designer. Learn to manage your resources. Learn to pursue your purpose with what you have. One of the things I learned from my wife was that do not be ashamed or afraid to start small. So we started small. Started with 5 children in the school. I said, but don't let somebody meet you where they left you. I also had people who admired me because of my intellect, because of the anointing. I knew their financial positions. I did not bam with the big boys so that I will not run kitty and run kata. When you start associating with people who are so much richer and bigger than you, and you want to pretend to be amongst them, you will discover you are spending a disproportionate amount of your time, your energies, and your money to try to belong. I don't want to belong. I want to be myself. I want to pursue my destiny and reach where I'm going. So, I have walked. God's grace has been very magnanimous on my life. God's grace has been very exceedingly available. His grace has made everything possible. But grace without effort will lead to futility, will lead to disgrace. So, I deliberately put in extra efforts, took some risks. Do you know I will go and preach? I need to preach in Aba by 9 in the morning. I will leave Ogeli by 5 in the morning. Drive. And I will reach church before many of them. I will reach the church before the people who I'm going to preach to. That was the pathway I needed to take. When I finished preaching, they will say, Doctor, stay in the hotel. Rest till Monday. I didn't need rest that time. A little sleep, a little slumber, and your poverty. There is a labeled poverty waiting beside to conquer you, to capture you, to kidnap you. It is labeled. The secret is when you are still young, when you are still vibrant, when you are still agile, utilize that time, treat yourself like a slave so that you can become a master in future. So I will wake up early, leave Aba so that I can arrive Ogeli by 8 o'clock so that I can open my school. I couldn't employ an administrator. My children were still young. Now one is there and my wife is there. So I put in effort. I managed my time. I will not go and rest in the hotel thinking. So it is now when I finish preaching, oh, doctor, stay and rest. I will rest because I need it. I need the rest now. Then I didn't need the rest. There's going to be a time for rest. I wonder our young boys staying in hotels now because they are doing yahoo. What will you do when you are old? When I was staying in those hotels, I needed to build a house so that if I don't travel, I will live in the same environment that I was staying in the hotels. And one of the things I liked so much in hotel setting is the inside two restrooms in your room, and then space, privacy, and then CNN. I enjoyed CNN. So I built a house, 8 bedrooms, 10 toilets, each one inside 2. I put solar energy, have a standby generator, so I have 24 hours electricity. I watch my cable network news, watch Al Jazeera, follow issues up, and I live in a big space. So it's like I built a hotel of my own in my house. So that's it. Instead of going to stay in a hotel and sleep that time and slip into poverty, I invested my money so that I can enjoy old age. Manage your time well. Manage your resources well. Save drastically when you are young. Save like a slave that is trying to buy his freedom so that you can have financial independence and financial freedom. I am enjoying what I'm doing. When I leave here now, I'm going to pull these clothes. I came with work clothes. I am going to sleep. Eat. When I finish eating, I would walk. When I walk, if I get tired, I will sleep, and then wake up and walk again. That is the way one has grown himself. I hope you have learned from whatever I have shared with you, and I believe you will put them into practice. Bishop Dixon Olorunda said that great messages don't make great people. It is great decisions that make great people. I hope you will take a great decision today from the simple lessons of my life that I've shared with you. God bless you.
All right. Thank you for listening to Dr. Charles Apoki. We've listened to what he has said, and I want to believe you've been able to pick one or two advice from his talk today that will be of great application to your life. You know, it is said that listening to the elderly, those who have gone ahead of us, will grant us the opportunity to make informed decisions and also to take the right path, to chart a right pathway for our own selves, even as we grow. I want you to stay tuned. I want you to subscribe for more of such videos that will come to lift up your heart, to lift up your motivation in life, and also to push you to make a much informed and well-advised progress in life. So thank you for staying tuned, and thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.